Nice to meet you again. I'm Jovy. During the first part of this video, I will analyze my internship learning objectives, and in the second part, I will analyze a situation occurred during my internship. Throughout my internship, I worked on time every day. I even came to the hotel 30 minutes before the actual working time so that I didn't have to rush for work or even be late in case of traffic jam. I did my tasks such as cleaning and setting up the buffet in the lounge quickly by learning from my colleague, asked them the technique of setting up quickly and through day-to-day practice. In terms of reporting to my manager, I would talk to her every time when I encounter difficulties. My manager had also gave me a learning checklist so that I could follow and keep track of what I'm supposed to learn, such as how to use the opera. I was working in the guest call center during my first month, and from there I learned that communication is really important as I needed to pick up calls from both the guests and different departments in the hotel. For example, if the guests would like extra towels, I would have to call housekeeping to prepare and send to the guests. It is so important to communicate clearly in order to deliver correct message. In terms of language skills, I always talked with my colleague or even local guests and asked them to teach me Malay. After work, I would also go to restaurants with my colleague and try to speak Malay to them like a friend. During my internship, although I worked mainly as the server in the club lounge, my manager also trained me on the desk side such as how to use Opera and search guest profile from it. Every time when I finished my task quickly, I would go to my colleague and ask them to show me how to use Opera. My manager had also arranged trainings from time to time, and I also did some role play on how to check in and check out guests with her. Besides, I also learned how to book transportation to and from the airport for the guests, or even promote the hotel's loyalty program by asking and watching my colleague on how they do it. Now I can help to answer customers' questions regarding transportation or special requests such as late checkout. Throughout my internship, my manager would always test me on the hotel product knowledge, such as the promotion of the restaurants, and also questions such as the opening time of the swimming pool. In order to answer all those questions, I did research on the internet about the type of food sold in our restaurants, and I even walked around the hotel to ask the opening time of different facilities. I remembered one time a guest asked me to recommend some famous Malaysian food for him. I suggested chicken rice, and I even told him to visit a Malay restaurant in the hotel. A day later, he came back and told me that the chicken rice in our hotel was really nice, and that time I knew I did an upselling. The communication skills and time management skills are the most important because hospitality are mainly communicate with people, especially working in front office, as every time when there is anything happens, the guest will first go to the front desk. In the future, I will apply these skills in my job as communication is always the main ingredient for a better and successful relationship. Besides being a lounge server, I was also a guest service agent who would prepare surprise and create personalized service for the guests. The most unforgettable memory was happened when I met a couple called Mr. and Mrs. Tang. They were returning guests, and that time they stayed with us for 10 nights. I remembered when I first met them, I had a little chat with them about their travel plan. They were so friendly and nice that me, as a guest service agent, I decided to do something in order to surprise and wow them. I went to the opera system and found out what they like to drink and eat. After that, every time when I saw them, I immediately offered them their favorite drink, the watermelon juice. On top of that, during the night before they checked out, my colleague and I drew a little card for them. Just before they left, they thanked us and told us that they were really surprised and impressed that everyone in the lounge remembered their preferences. They were so happy, and so do I. After 2 weeks during briefing time, my manager told us that Mr. and Mrs. Tan wrote a good comment on the hotel's survey. They thanked everyone and they mentioned everyone's name, including me. That time I was really touched. This little meaningful gesture made my day, and they made me feel that I really belong to the hospitality industry. Because when the guest is happy with my service, I'm happy too. I learned that it's really important to call the guest's name, as this will make the guests feel welcomed. It's even better to remember their preferences and create personalized service so that the guests will remember and stay in our hotel again next time.